Most men don't fail fat loss because of training plans, because of nutrition plans. They don't fail because those are faulty. They actually fail because their identity and their environment are not prompted to actually succeed in weight loss. And that's crazy because the two main factors of weight loss is your activity, so moving around, doing a lot of activity, and the second one is obviously your diet. So the fact that it's these two actually confuses a lot of people, and that's why so many people go wrong, because they are not changing themselves. They're giving themselves like a sort of plan that would work, but it doesn't suit them. And that's what I'm trying to preach in this video here, is that you need to prompt yourself to be able to lose weight. Like, anyone can start a nutrition plan, start a diet plan, start a training plan, and they can follow it for a little bit, but after a bit they're going to fall off. And that is because you have made that plan for the perfect day. You haven't considered your urges. You haven't considered when you fail, when you eat bad foods. You haven't considered many of these things. And this is going to lead to your demise. This is going to lead to you failing your diet plan, failing your weight loss, and just going to be fat again. So I want to prompt you against that. I want to give you a few things to consider before you make your next nutrition plan so that you can succeed. Before you go to the gym and start training 5 or 4 days a week, I want you to succeed, and I want you to make a plan not that's realistic. A lot of people use the word realistic. A lot of these plans are realistic, but they're not suited for you. So like, you're going to need an immense amount of willpower and discipline to follow out the plan that you've made for yourself. But with a few prompts, a few changes, a few things that you can think about that will just make it that much easier, so that next time you get that urge, next time you go out with your friends, you're like, oh, I'll just eat that food. Next time something like that happens, where you're going to fail your diet plan, your nutrition plan, your training plan, you're going to skip the gym, you're not going to do it, because you've been through this already before in your head. You've planned for it. You've got it set out in paper, and you know, if I don't follow this, if I don't do this, I'm not going to achieve my goal. There's no more contemplating. There's a yes or no answer, and it's always going to be no, I can't do that. So I'm going to stick to this because this is going to get me my goal. The honest truth about why so many people fail their fat loss, and it's honestly not why they fail their fat loss, it's why they actually got fat in the first place. So people think, I'm going to go on my diet, I'm going to go on my training plan, and it's just going to, like, they don't consider the fact that things are going to go wrong. Things are going to urge them. Things are going to make them want to eat these unhealthy foods. Because right now, when you make this plan, let's say you're watching this video right now, you're probably feeling pretty good. Like, you want to diet, you clicked on this video because you want to diet, you want to lose weight. You're probably feeling good. What about those times where you're not feeling good, where you're feeling shit, where you feel like eating those foods, where you feel like skipping the gym? You need a plan for that. And that is why so many people fail and stay fat. And that these habits that got you fat, you need to change them. So the things I want you to consider about where you live right now, and as in, you don't have to move houses, but what I want you to do is, if you're trying to follow a diet plan, you need to consider when you're eating. So when you're eating these unhealthy foods, is it late at night? Is it in the middle of the day? Are you lacking energy at points of the day that would make you not want to go to the gym? These are things you need to consider. Like, a lot of people after school or after work, they'll come home, they'll eat like a snack, and then they'll eat a later dinner because they had that snack. But if you cut out that snack and you just had a slightly larger lunch, you wouldn't need that snack. And when you eat, oftentimes you spike your insulin levels, your body tries to digest food, and you actually get sleepy. I don't know if a lot of people notice this, but after eating, about 2 hours after eating, you'll probably feel sleepy. So after work, after school, whatever situation, after university, if you go home and eat, that's probably the wrong thing to do. You need to prioritize eating full meals, not having snacks in between, unless you're going to have like a little bit of carbs before a workout. And these are the things that are going to shift you. So meal prepping to take to your work, or prepping your dinner, making sure that you throw out all these unhealthy foods that are in your pantry, so that when you're craving, you have nothing to go to unless you're going to go to the supermarket and get it. These are like simple things that you just need to consider. So consider what's in your house, consider when you eat, consider what unhealthy foods you eat and how to get away from them. Consider having fuller meals and what's going to give you more sustained energy throughout the day evenly. Like, a lot of people are different. Some people have the dips in the morning, some people have them in the afternoon. It completely depends, up to you, but you need to individualize it. And that's why you need to consider these factors. And moving on to friendship, like your identity, your friend group, these people that are around you, you need to change them, because or not necessarily you need to change them, but for this specific diet, if you look back to a time when you failed your diet, it's most likely influenced by someone else. And I don't mean like they told you to eat this, they told you to do that. I mean, like, you probably went out with your friends, you probably had a slightly unhealthy meal, and then you come home, it's like, oh, it's just one time. But that one time, you allowed your identity to bend. You allowed yourself to say, you know what, I'll cheat on my diet this once. Because deep down, you know, I shouldn't be eating those chips with my meal. I shouldn't have had that deep fried like schnitzel. I shouldn't have had this. I shouldn't have had that. These are things that you know you shouldn't have done. And you made the exception because your friends were there, because it was an occasion. You're primed to make that exception more and more often. Like, I'll just skip the gym today because I'm tired, you know. I'll just skip the gym today because I'm going out with my friends instead. I'll just skip the gym. I'll just skip my diet today because, you know, I'm eating out with my girlfriend. I'm eating out with my friends. That's bullshit. That's bullshit, and it needs to stop. I'm not telling you you need to stop hanging out with these people. I'm telling you, you need firmer standards, and you need to stand to these things. Whether it's eating before you go meet up with them, or picking a healthier meal and just saying, if they make fun of you, oh, you're dieting. Yeah, I'm fucking dieting. So what? Like, you need to stand up for your standards, because weight loss doesn't take a year. It doesn't take 2 years. It doesn't take 3. It doesn't take 5 years. It takes months if you are disciplined and you stick to it. So if you are willing to just sacrifice a few things for a few months, for a few weeks, for half a year at max, you will look completely different. And I can guarantee that. This is why you need to really focus on changing your environment, like we spoke about earlier, and changing your identity regarding your friend group, regarding your social status, like whether you are embarrassed that you're dieting. It's not something to be embarrassed about. It's something to give you energy and power and make you look different, look better, respect yourself. If you guys are looking to change how you look completely in 12 weeks, I am your guy. I'm doing online coaching. DM me on Instagram if you're interested in losing fat, putting on muscle, and actually embracing your masculine side. You cannot experience what it's like to be a strong masculine man when you're fat, when you're skinny, when you're not confident in yourself. You need these things, and these are the things that are holding you back from achieving your success. I want to help you get there. Send me a DM on Instagram. I'll book in a call with you and we can get you started right now. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.